Hi guys, as you could probably tell by the title, today we're going to be talking about all things contacts 101. In one of my last videos, it was requested that I do a video about my contacts and how I take care of them. I think it was in my dorm tour video. So that is what you guys are getting today. I'm going to be telling you how to do everything from putting them in and taking them out. I will physically show you how to do that. I'll be talking about the types of solution that I use to take care of them, how to take care of them, all the proper ways to do that, what the benefits of contacts versus glasses are, how I like mine, just literally everything that has to do with contacts. I'm going to be either showing you or telling you. So let's get started. So starting off, one of the biggest things about contacts when you're deciding to get them or when you first get them is sort of the fear or struggle of getting them into your eyes the first couple of times you do it. One of the biggest struggles is holding your eye open while you're inserting the contact, because your natural response when something is coming at your face or your eye is to blink. You have to teach yourself not to blink when you see something coming towards your eye that you're physically trying to put there. So that's a little bit of a process that takes a little bit of time, but it starts to come pretty easily and you start to just be able to put it in without even thinking about blinking. One of my biggest tips for when you're first putting them in is to make sure you're holding on to your eyelashes and holding your eyelashes up, and also holding on underneath your eyes to make sure your eyes are wide open. So even if you start to blink a little bit when you're putting it in, you can catch yourself because you have a lot of extra room for yourself. A big thing if you're somebody who wears eye makeup or mascara, do not put your mascara or your makeup on before you put your contacts in. You want to make sure you put your contacts in before you put any eye makeup on. Before you actually put your contacts in your eyes, you're going to want to make sure you have washed your hands and that they are clean. And you're going to want to make sure that you have a contact solution, and you're also going to want to make sure you have your contact solution with you. Personally, the type of contact solution I use is the Kirkland brand, which is just, if you don't know, that's Costco's brand. I've tried a lot of different contact solutions and I haven't noticed a difference between any of them. As long as you get a multi-purpose one that's for cleaning and you can also use to keep your contacts in, you're going to be fine. Don't stress about the type of solution that you use. Before you put your contacts in, you're going to want to make sure that your contact is nice and clean and has had plenty of solution on it. You don't want anything on your contact whatsoever. If you put a contact in your eye that has any sort of little bit of makeup or any sort of bit of dust or anything on it and you put it in your eye, it's gonna hurt. It's not gonna blind you or be like super painful or anything, but it's not pleasant. You have to take it right out. You just want to make sure that your contact is super clean before you put it in. What I do, I put it on my finger and I just run solution over the top of the contact and inside the contact, put a couple of drops of solution on the contact, and then I sort of tip it over just a little bit to let the excess solution run off of the contact, and then I pop it into my eye. Another thing that you want to be careful with when you are about to put your contact in, making sure that it is not inside out. What I mean by inside out is they can get flipped so that it's not a perfect circle anymore. You'll be able to tell because there will be little dips on the sides of your contact. You want your contact to be a perfect circle. You do not want it to look like it has little indents on them. Taking your contacts out is not difficult. I think it was harder for me to put a contact in than it was for me to take it out when I first started. I think the best way to do it is to look away. Then I sort of just grab the tip of my contact and pull it, and then I just sort of pinch it out. And then you just want to make sure that you have filled up your contact containers with solution and pop them back in there. And just make sure that they are completely covered in solution before you put the lids back on there, because if your contact is not properly submerged in the solution, then it could dry out faster than you want it to dry out. You wouldn't have a problem with this, of course, if you bought the kind of contacts that you just use once and they're like the one-a-days and then you throw them away. You can use those, of course, and then you don't have to worry about saving them or anything like that. Mine personally, I have just the normal contacts that you wear for about a month and then you throw them out. So if you buy those types, you're going to want to make sure that you have fully submerged your contact in solution, because you do not want it to prematurely dry. That brings me to my next point, which is knowing how long to keep your contacts in and knowing when you should change them out with a new pair. Personally, my contacts, like I said, are for 1 month and then I go to my next pair. I don't always throw them out after a month exactly. Sometimes I can tell that my contacts are still fine and they're not old yet and it's gone over a month, maybe by a week or so. If that happens with you, you don't need to throw them out, in my opinion. You can just keep wearing them. How to know if your contacts have gone bad is if they start to make your eyes feel sore during the day, or if they just feel super drying, or if your eyes just get aggravated and you know for a fact that your contact is clean, you know that there's nothing on your contact, it's just the contact itself sort of irritates your eye, it's sort of feeling dry. If this happens like 2 days in a row, throw the contact out. Just use a new one, especially if a month has passed. If it hasn't been a month yet, maybe it's only been about 2 weeks and your contact starts to feel like that, and you know for a fact you're supposed to be able to get a month's worth out of them, maybe there's a rip or something in your contact, or it's not as clean as you think it is. Rips do happen, so you want to be careful with your contacts. That's another point I have. If you are rough with your contacts or rubbing them really hard when you're cleaning them, or you like sort of rip them out of your eye really fast and you're not paying much attention, you can make little tears in your contacts, and once you have done that, you can't use them anymore. You can't wear contact with a tear in it, so you just have to throw it away. So just be careful when you're handling your contacts. I think contacts are comfortable if you take proper care of them and you throw them out when you're supposed to and get new ones when you're supposed to. If you have something on your contact, that's not comfortable, so you'll want to clean that off. And if you leave a contact in for too long, that can be uncomfortable. You're not supposed to sleep with your contacts in. Some people do this. I have known people who just sleep in their contacts and they don't take them out, and then they just continue to wear them the next couple of days. That is not good. You do not want to do that. It's not good for your eyes, and it's not good for the contacts. When you do finally take them out, they're probably going to be really dry, and you're probably going to have to throw them out quickly afterwards after you've done that. So don't sleep in your contacts. Don't wear them overnight. Also, there's this thing called contact headaches. I don't know if I've had this before or if my headaches have been from something else. I don't know. But if you start to feel a really bad headache coming on and you have literally no reason to be getting a headache, you haven't been in a loud environment, you don't get like allergy headaches or anything like that, it might be from your contacts. So the best way to handle that is to just take them out and put your glasses on. There are a lot of negatives to contacts in comparing them to glasses, such as it's a lot easier to put on glasses in the morning and it's less time consuming. Glasses are a lot easier to take care of. You literally just set them on your bedside table at night and keep them in a glasses case if you need to, and just wipe them off whenever they get dirty. Contacts, you have to be more religious with taking care of them. You have to use your solution. You have to buy solution. You have to buy new contacts every time you run out. They're more expensive and they just are more time consuming, but the pluses, in my opinion, outweigh the cons, even though there are less of them, simply because I don't like the way I look in my glasses and I like myself better without them, and I can't see without glasses, therefore I need contacts. That is why I religiously wear my contacts as opposed to my glasses. Since that's the biggest thing for me, contacts are obviously what I go with. If that's not as big a deal with you and you don't mind how you look in your glasses and you think contacts are too much of a hassle, then you might want to just stick with your glasses. But the one other plus of contacts is that your glasses can get smudged easily, and if it's raining and you have glasses on, it's a problem because your glasses get wet and your clothes are wet, so you can't really dry off your glasses with your clothes because they're wet and it's just not fun. But with contacts, you don't have to worry about smudging or rain or water or whatever. They just they're in there and you're fine. So those are the pros and the cons. I hope this video was helpful and informative for you. If it was, give me a thumbs up, please. I'd appreciate it. If you have any further questions about contacts or anything, leave them in the comments below. I will answer them all to the best of my ability. And I mean, you should also subscribe because I put out new videos every Friday and I know you want to. Bye guys.